just how much profits should your business be making? Do you think you're making too little profits or not, just not enough? You're barely making it by when it comes to your profitability. I don't think anybody will say you're making too much profits, right? So there is a short answer and there is a long answer. Do, as you pop on, state where you're coming from, put it in the comments. And if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat as well. So when it comes to profitability, I want you to remember that it's like comparing, let's say, lemons and oranges. Yes, so they're both citrus fruits, but there are little differences in, in terms of taste, flavor, if added to certain meals and so forth. So when it comes to how much profit your business should make, in, you do want to bear in mind that there are different variables that would be considered in really determining that. And I've heard a lot of persons will say a good a good ballpark percentage would be 20%. So that means that if you get like 1 million in revenue, you should really have profits of 200,000. And normally when persons are talking about profits, they talk about profits before tax. However, I like to take it a step further with those I support or train, that when we talk about profitability, it should not only be your sales less your costs less your expenses. We also need to think about profits after taxes, and also if those profits are being converted into cash. And that is a longer answer. But another thing I want you to remember is that when deciding on what your profitability ratio should be, how profitable you should be in your business, it is important to understand your industry. So I do have clients at various points under the whole construction umbrella, right? And what I realize is that depending on what they are doing, depending on the services or the products they're offering for sale, the profitability ratio, the profitability ballpark figure that we think about is different. So again, it is going to depend on where the services you're offering, the services you are offering, and also when you compare yourself to the industry, the market, your competitors. So those are factors which do play an important role in deciding what is that best point of profitability for you. And there is no limit with the profits you should be expected to make. However, if you're making too little profits or making constant losses, that again is a red flag. So when you think about how much profit should you be making? Yes, I've heard persons say 20%. However, I've seen where 20% is too low, right? That is not high enough. It should be more dependent on your industry, depending on how your assets are being used, or how, if your team is not being efficient enough, then these are other factors you think about. So yes, you could be saying, okay, I'm making a profit of 20%, my profit margin is 20%. However, looking even deeper into what's happening in your business, we can identify where, okay, the workers you have are not being efficient enough, or there's a lot of wastage occurring in your business. And again, you might say, okay, well, 20% is fine, it's safe. However, there is room for doing much better, for improving, increasing in your business. So another thing with profitability is that it depends on the stage your business is at. So let's say you're going through a huge investment period, or investing in a lot of machinery, you're probably doing some redevelopment of some kind in your business, then your expected profitability will be a bit lower. And so again, you have to think about and take all those various considerations into account when really assessing if your business is profitable enough. So it is important to have a starting point as well. I'll quickly say that as we wind down, that it is important to have a starting point to say, okay, we should not have profits less than this amount. And again, when we're talking about profitability, do remember that it is important to think about what is that profit after tax if you're a business where you're paying tax, right? I know depending on where you are at and the type of business you're in, taxes might not be an issue for you. However, profits after taxes, that is the key profit margin we should be looking at, right? Because if you're being profitable but you're not able to cover your taxes, if you're not able to convert those profits into cash, again, that is a problem. That is a red flag, and it's an issue that again needs to be addressed in your business. So bear in mind that it's not like a simple answer. Like I can't say your profitability ratio should be 20% or 30%, right? It all depends. Yes, we should identify at least a minimum amount that you should not be less profitable than this. And again, that amount, that figure is arrived at taking into account all the other factors we spoke about earlier on. So it is important to know just how profitable your business is. If you're like wondering, am I profitable? Am I not profitable enough? It's always a good time. It's always long overdue to not know that amount for your business, because if you're operating your business and you are not being profitable, or you're like not being profitable enough, that is a cause for concern, and eventually it will catch up on you, right? So do bear that in mind as you think about your business decisions, as you think about what you should do, what you should not do, is that you should know what the least profitability margin should be for your business. And do remember that be careful about comparisons as I close off. Be careful about comparing your business to another business, even if it's in the similar industry, because your business is different based on if we dive down in certain products and efficiencies, and so forth. So bear that in mind, that you want to be careful with comparisons. There is a place for comparison, but if you start comparing in the wrong way, then again, you're like, of course, off track. So do remember that your business should be profitable. Your business needs to be profitable. The profitability margins, the ratios will differ from business to business. And it is a good thing to have a ballpark figure that you do work with for your business. So yeah, with my clients, one of the things we ensure we do is I'm always comparing results in their a 360 degree view of what their profitability margin is and where they're at, and what we need to be different to really get better and increase in profits as well. If this resonates with you, you're not sure if you're profitable, if you're not profitable, you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can send me a message or a comment. I'll be happy to chat with you more. So signing off, this is Kersha Campbell.